for the first time in an excess account for the raining day. So according to Obasanjo then and Okonjo-Iweala, their plan, the reason for doing it was that the day they are going to have a benchmark of $50, even though the oil is always sold for higher than that. But the day they will have the benchmark of $50 for their budget, and the crude oil is going to come down to $20 a barrel. So you see that $30 difference can cause recession in a country. Businesses can collapse, government can collapse for it. So Obasanjo then was like, if such happened to Nigeria, Nigeria can go dip their hand in that money and fill in the gap for months. Do you get that now? Instead of going out to go and borrow money, you just go into your savings and put the money out based on this arrangement. But Nigeria is turn by turn Nigeria Limited, okay? So APC took Obasanjo to court, Adams Oshiomhole, as well as Isale Barack Obama, Fashola, also Ubima Judas Iscariot, Rotifmi Amechi. They took okay, hang on. I'm fast forwarding now. So when Obasanjo left, the balance in that excess crude account was put at $22 billion. 22 billion. Now, when Yaradua came in a space of 3 years, Yaradua, Jonathan, they have depleted the money down to $17 billion. Then Jonathan came in. When Jonathan came in, governors Oshiomhole, Rotifmi Amechi, and then Fashola or Fashole, they took the government of Nigeria to court that the oil in Nigeria belonged to Nigeria and every component state in Nigeria. They said the money made from the oil is not the federal government money. It is Nigeria's money. For those who remember this, that's what they said. They said the money from the excess crude, the money from the oil sale is Nigeria money. And the federal government, where Jonathan was in charge then, should kind of stop acting like they are the landlord of that money and they could do whatever they like with it. It's not their money. And the propaganda they pushed then was that Jonathan was already spending the money without telling the states. That means Jonathan was already borrowing money to pay salary. But secretly too, they were making withdrawal from that account to pay salaries in Nigeria then. Even according to the period, Nigeria was, crude oil was at the highest price ever. The barrel of crude oil in Nigeria during Jonathan's time was over $120 a barrel. So there were no more money added to the excess account, but they heard that Jonathan has been spending it. So they took him to court. And the court then ordered that the money must be shared to all the states. That was before the court made the decision, Jonathan and his own people, they decided to settle out of court. So they called the meeting. Remember, ACN, PDP, APC never did then. So they called a meeting. At that meeting, they reached the conclusion that, okay, let's share some of the money, but not everything. By the time they were done, when Jonathan was going, and the Buhari was coming in, the balance in that account was $7.5 billion. $7.5 billion. But do you know what then happened? When Buhari came in, they blamed the lack of money on Jonathan's wastage, corruption, remember? But the difference this time around is Buhari started spending that money and no single state governor in Nigeria could take him to court for it. No joke. I'm not joking. He started withdrawing it. After 8 years, without adding a penny to it, no penny was added to that excess account. Rather, I read it earlier. They said the balance in the Nigeria excess crude account today is less than $500,000. A country. That is legacy of Buhari. From $7.5 billion in excess crude accounts. They said the balance in it right now is less than $500,000. Plus or minus. I actually had the figure in my head. $443,000. 941. 443. 931 rather. 931. 443. 931,000. So from billions, no single person could take a Buhari or challenge him on how they finish the money in the excess crude account. APC, people destroying people, they are very corrupt. They are like the degree when you go to the university and you go there to go and do your degree, the first degree in corruption. That's PDP, foundational sort of, certificate of corruption. But APC, Egbekegbe, is like going for the masters, going for your masters in thievery, corruption, manipulation, deniers, lies. That's exactly what it is. People destroying people showed Nigerians how to loot. And indeed, loot so much that you have enough money to fight in courts. APC, Egbekegbe, came to legalize corruption. Loot as much as you want. Just don't dare leave us. If you leave us, you will blame yourself. But if you are with us, do every manner of illegality, you will be fine. It's all legal until we say they are not. Let me fix this blinking. It's annoying, isn't it? That's a problem. I need. Can you believe that? The camera I'm actually aiming for, the one that I won't need to be changing the batteries and all that. It's going to cost me about £2,500. The camera, not the lens, so just camera, £2,500. And I'll have to save for that. So then all this blinking, all of that would be a thing of the past. So I'm saving for it. And very soon you will never have to experience this anymore. Okay. So they depleted the excess crude account and they just went on borrowing spree. The debt of Nigeria jumped from 13 trillion to what you now have today, over 80 trillion naira. The value of the currency is gone. That is Buhari's legacy. So the people that are going to use that against them are no other people that will have access to all those information, because Nigeria is so messed up right now. And just like Buhari, Tinubu just want to be president too. That's all he wanted to be. All of those things you are writing on social media, all those things you are trying to prove, Ashiwaju this, Ashiwaju that, you wrote more than that for Buhari. Don't forget. A lot of you were even using your children to swear that Buhari is going to make Nigeria better. Well, look at yourselves today. Do you remember that money they decided to go and borrow from the European Union? But I say those people finally found out that it's a pure waste of time. 6.5 billion euro they wanted to borrow from Europe to build pipeline from Niger Delta to Niger Republic, the place that Buhari said is running to. If all of them want trouble and ask him for what he did to Nigeria when he has no immunity again, he will run to Niger Republic. They call it AKK or something, project, laying pipeline to pump the crude oil from Niger Delta. to Niger Republic, where they're going to refine the crude oil. And they are going to bring the finished product to Nigeria to come and sell in Nigeria. Do you know that they said that the project has been kind of not cancelled, but nobody is giving them any money for it anymore. So it's not going to happen. You know why? When they wrote all the contract, can you even believe it? They said they inflated something you want to go and borrow money for. You inflated the contract by 540%. Do you understand what that means? Look at this mouse. Let's say this mouse, if I want to buy it, it's going to cost me 200 pounds. Okay, 200 pounds. I don't have the 200 pounds, but I need to buy this mouse. So I decided to now approach a lender. Okay, and I say, I need you to please borrow me 1 million pounds. 1 million. What do you want the 1 million for? Because we want to buy this mouse. Are you serious? Mouse. Is there anything special about it? Is there something in it? There's nothing really special about it, but I mean, it's a special mouse and it's going to cost 1 million. I don't have the money. So what will be your collateral? See, I have crude oil that you can take anytime or anything you want. What do you want? Do you want something? What do you want me to give you? This is Nigeria. You can choose anything you want. We just wanted to give us that. So when you both found out that the KAKK project that they actually celebrated Buhari and all of them flew down to go and flag off and all of that. And they even gave Tompolo 4 billion naira a month contract to be protecting the pipeline. They realized that the contract is inflated by 500. It's not inflated by 10%. Oh. You know, the bribe is always 10%. You take 10% bribe. They are using Nigeria to borrow money that if they wanted to construct that same pipeline, they will construct the same pipeline by 540 times. Put it that way. I don't know the actual figure. They said that with their request, so they are not giving them the money. The refineries that are in Niger Delta, very close to where the crude oil is, they have become moribund. APC, Buhari promised you one refinery every year, remember? Anyway, he's currently patting himself on the back. But I don't see any justice happening to him. You know when they say karma, karma. But there is something that could likely act like a karma. And I want you to have that at the back of your mind, okay? The first people that, just like Buhari, Tifnumbu just want to be president and he's not going to be responsible for anything. Remember that Buhari had to blame everybody for what is wrong with Nigeria. PDP looted Nigeria. PDP destroyed Nigeria. APC came to rescue you. That's the story for 8 years, remember? And Buhari was doing his own baby boy everywhere. He was having his fun. As everybody is crying and screaming and all of that, Buhari was flexing. His family were fine. Everybody's fine. They called you wailing wailers, Abi. They will find another name for you, but you know something? Where the camera is. Tifnumbu just wants to come and do same. Kind of put immunity over his own crimes too. Commit some new ones. The one that will actually welcome him into the committee of, criminals who have done you really, really bad. Murder you, coordinated the state capture and the rest of that. So he's going to do the same thing. Okay. But he's also going to need somebody to blame. He's not going to blame PDP. His people are not going to blame just PDP now. The first person that Tifnumbu and gang, they are going to turn against, they will be Buhari and his people. And because they are going to have access to a lot of information being in government. So you see that propaganda that sustained Buhari for 8 years, the ones that will make them deny, even when they kill people like this, they will deny it. Layamo and the rest, they will deny nothing. Yes, it didn't happen. That didn't happen. You are lying. And you'll be like, but I saw this now. But no, it's doctored. It's fake. All those propaganda, they were coming from the Yoruba APC. They are more fanatical. A lot of you who felt like, who have for long, have come to believe or kind of believe that the Rankadede, the Northerners, they know they think on their own. They don't get mind of their own. Now they are leaders, and they, you know what I mean? Anything they are, you know. Now go then here, they know here come. They are illiterate. They know get education. I know a lot of you love to live in denial. But when you meet the Yoruba APC, Egbekegbe, they are worse. Shengbo, all these Northerners, now religion. If you meet APC, Yoruba, the ones that have that started all this bigotry, hateful, profiling against other ethnic and including against Yorubas too, they are APC Yoruba. They tell themselves that they are more Yoruba than other Yorubas. They are the loudest and they are very violent as well. When this election happened, even Northerners, they had to come out and say, we always thought Yorubas are the most educated, Yorubas are the most kind of exposed, Yorubas are this or that. I say Yorubas are worse than South Africans. I say, Sharing, Kombayi, can you see our life? Yoruba APC. The ones that are saying Yorubas are not Yorubas enough. Are you going to pretend that you don't see them? Are you going to pretend that they are not treating Yorubas that disagree with their drug baron, that disagree with their kind of a politics of a servitude, hunger, what do you call it? Slavery. Do you want to pretend that you don't know that they also call Yorubas who don't agree with their kind of bigotry? They call them Omoale Yoruba. Are you going to pretend that you don't know? But it's so convenient for you to turn around and say, look I didn't know that Yorubas are so primitive. The Yorubas that we thought Eku Abusi is our turn. Kolu the drug dealer and their own crumb eaters. They are always going to put us in this situation. Okay? They are calling Yorubas Omoale for not associating with a drug baron. For not associating with criminals, thieves, cultists, manipulators, election riggers, looters. They said they are Yorubas and we must accept them for who they are. We must defend them because they are Yoruba. If we disagree, we be Omoale. So you want to pretend that you don't know. Anyway, we have APC Yoruba. They have been the one behind propaganda, lies, manipulation that sustained Buhari. Sometimes when the APC Yoruba, when they release their propaganda, the Lagos Abobakus, the Oshogbo Alemajiris, the Mumumadus, the Bele lecturers, the Mumu lecturers. I'm talking about the diaspora, no? The diaspora ne Buhari diotio. Abrodian Buhami, the Abrodian Lagos Abobakus. They are worse than the Hausa Fulani that some of you like to laugh at. Because whatever their leader tells them, they would do after the Jumat service. They can go and start destroying things in Yoruba land. APC Yoruba, because of election, they can kill. Because of election, they are killing people. Are you with me? Because of elections, right? They stage a siege, an act of terror. So now the northerners are now looking and say, Omo Yoruba's koro. People want to rule Nigeria. Listen to this. So, as bad as Hausa Fulani you want to see them as politically, okay? They haven't told anybody to leave their region if they are not going to vote for their candidate from northern Nigeria. They have never done that. Even though they have been instigated to kill innocent people, mostly Christians and Southerners, when their corrupt criminal leaders told them that the infidels were the reasons why Buhari didn't win election. You know, he said he did it for 3 times. The jihadists that were following him didn't believe that any other part of Nigeria that should not be listening to Buhari, because according to them, it was like a messiah too. It was like a prophet too. So which other part of Nigeria don't like Buhari? Once they supported him, it must be your next president. When that didn't happen, they asked their leaders, why did Buhari lose? They told them that the infidels, the Christians, the infidels from southern Nigeria, the students, NYSC members, they were the ones who rigged election for the infidel. Who was that infidel? Goodluck Jonathan, a Christian from southern Nigeria. But you have seen all of that in Yoruba land, educated region, exposed region, supposed educated people. APC, Egbekegbe turned our people to thugs, turned our people to terrorists, political terrorists. And APC want them to be proud of it, because this Nigeria election, for the sake of Yoruba, Yoruba must be the next person. Anybody against it from any part of Nigeria is enemy of Yoruba, and they must leave Yoruba land. That is APC, Egbekegbe kinds of politics promoted by the Yoruba APC. They are going to be so vociferous. They are going to be so vicious. They are going to be very, very unforgiving. And in this case, that you are a Yoruba doesn't matter. Don't pretend that you don't know that all of us are endangered right now in the hands of these minute freaks, minute criminals, incited, ignorant, illiterate, so to say. And they are breeding xenophobia. They want to rule Nigeria, but they want any part of Nigeria that doesn't support them not to expect anything. And in fact, now fire for fire, now war for war. Exactly. That is what the Tifnumbu and his gang represents. Even Northerners are now like, oh, more, these Yorubas grow. These people, they're mad, oh. No, this is unacceptable. Like, Abba, open bigotry, open threat against other tribes that or anybody that doesn't agree with you. And yet you turn around and calling people fascists and all that. Anyway, that is going to be what Buhari is having in stock for you. And he's not taking responsibility. So you would have wished that if, for example, let's say Showere's revolution happened. Showere's theory is very straightforward for so many of you who don't like him too, okay? But let me tell you why I like him. Showere's theory is that he's not saying that Nigeria must remain one, okay? Like it has to be. But according to him, whatever you want from Nigeria, whether you want good election, whether you want good leadership, whether you want a responsible and responsive leadership, if you want a rule of law for real, I mean, whatever you want. In fact, if you don't want any of that, if you want a Yoruba nation, if you want Biafra Republic, Kwara Republic, Arewa Republic, Ijaw Republic, and every other republic you want. Whatever you shall want, it signifies that you don't like the current arrangement. That means you disagree with the current arrangement. Whether an election you won't do and all that. So his revolution was that before anything can happen, okay, this current system has to go. And when you say this current system has to go, it means it has to go in its entirety. And not just that, the culprits, the actors in this ruin, in this old treasonable offense, old and young, they must not be given easy passage. Do you understand what I mean? Let's say we decide that we just want to break up today. I'm talking about Shore's theory now. Oh, we're going to have to sit down and break up. Shore believes that all of those who have done this to us destroyed Nigeria, destroyed Nigerians. No matter how much you are trying to pretend that in Jesus' name I reject it in Jesus, just look around you. No, if it's not you, look around you. Don't be selfish. Look around you. You'll get to know what I'm talking about. Yeah? So to Shore was like, if you break up today, right, the criminals from Igbo land, they will go with Biafra. The criminals in Yoruba land, they will go with Yoruba nation. The criminals from Ijaw land and all the areas, they will go with their own, they will go with their state. And mostly, everything they've done, they will just be forgiven. Do you get that? And that's not fair. Say he wants something that will actually like get all of them arrested, jailed for their crime, that they don't have a chance to influence what will happen next. Something some people said, that's never going to happen. I know. Even though some of you are asking for new Nigeria, better Nigeria, somehow, you love these criminals too. You love them. It's not because I'm not a member of APC. It's not because I support Tinubu, but it's just because of which week in the story. You don't need any story. Nobody go beat you. Okay, just agree, accept that you get feelings for some of them. Because what Showore is proposing is that majority of the people you actually see, the ones you think are worse, the ones that you think are kind of fair, the ones that you think are good, okay, to Showore, if you know them very well, whether they are from your tribe, they are from your religion or your region, or they are from anything that you associate yourself with, right? All over Nigeria, prison go full. Do you understand? Prison go what? Prison go full. And it go come be like they say Nigeria, lock all your problem away. And you will realize that some of the people you actually think are good people or better off, and all of them, they will be in jail. And he said, then people can now come and talk about what do they want without any of them having an input. About possible, Jare. Why is he talking about something that is not possible? We have to use the say, okay, that's his theory. That's what I'm saying. That's his revolution now. You know what I mean? Like if revolution happens, a lot of them will start running away. Or if you shut the border, shut everywhere, they can't run away, and you start capturing them, and you put all of them on trial. Around that time, yeah, people can begin to now say, okay, this is what we want, this is what we want. And it can actually be so genuine. No external interference, no internal interference from those criminals is very, very huge and very, very ambitious, audacious theory. So then Obi came with his own theory of, not all are good, not all are bad. Posterity will judge everybody based on what they have to offer. A new Nigeria is possible. This and that, and the story that goes around it. Trying to fix Nigeria. But I said, necessary. But we'll break up. We'll go deal with our thieves in our own way. I subscribe to that too. I'm just telling you. Okay? The theory of everyone who kind of believe that this current one is not working. Because that person go just like a madman. They say they declared this guy wanted. They didn't even declare him wanted. The guy was seen living Nigeria. The guy without any result, he declared a winner in an election, and then he disappeared. They're now asking who saw him, where did you see him, blah, 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 you know? Until when people... So that's same going on a private jet. And when they checked the location of that private jet, it was in Lagos. So then they said they don't know his whereabouts. Some of you have read about that. We don't know his whereabouts. They've eventually declared somebody else winner. In fact, that one has been given a certificate and all that. But this guy actually committed a crime. You know what I mean? He committed a crime if Nigeria is a real place. So then they said they can't find him. He's gone. What do you mean he's gone? We can't find him. What do you mean you can't find him? DSS, military, all of them that are protecting him. What do you mean you can't find him? Yes, we can't find him. We can't see him. Well, he's been sacked anyway, so there's no point in looking for him. Are you serious? What do you mean you can't find him? So then they showed that video where they saw him at airport tarmac, leaving Nigeria. Or leaving, I don't know if he's leaving Nigeria. And then he flew straight to Ibadan. See, somebody who captured that was like, hey, don't stop pretend that you're looking for him. We saw the tail number of the plane. If you want to know where the plane has been to, on that same Thursday, which was 2 days ago, right? The guy left Lagos for Ibadan. That plane, that hour. And then again, they first see it again that same Thursday. Like, look at where they have seen the plane in the last 48 hours. So what people are now saying is this. Oh my one now. She wreck of INEC. They fly private jets in it. Now, who own the private jets? Now, they haven't released the name of the owner of the private jets. Okay? Or the manifest of the jets and all that. But Nigeria know where this guy is. It was a planned coup. It didn't work. It failed. So they just throw him under the bus. But telling him that, don't worry, the whole noise is going to die down soon. And you can continue with your life. Just go solo. But he committed a crime. And told people to go to court if they didn't agree with his announcement. That's a crime. What's the crime? So they're looking for him. A joke, isn't it? It's a joke. It's a joke. Which other one did I pick on? Right. There is another kind of a side trending. Tomorrow, when I'm back fully, I will show to you. I'll give you a follow-up on their presidential election petition tribunal. Okay? I will share with you the exchanges as well. They said the procedure, all right? The procedure is, it's part of the delay anyway. The procedure is to first, the court will choose what they call the first kind of a hearing or preliminary or something like that. So which every party will present, will go to the court and meet the panel of tribunal. So they will have one-on-one and discuss what this is all about, the modus operandi and all of that. So once they've taken everything they have to do to set the motion ready, the court is now going to choose a date that they are going to on, and then they're going to go live on the presidential tribunal. So I was reading the update on that. So Tifnubu responded to Atiku and Obi's petition. So now, from what Tifnubu responded, INEC also responded to Obi Atiku's petition. Now, Obi's people have also written a sort of a joiner or what have you to Tifnubu's response. So they say that's how they do it. It's a long process. So they are doing all of that, tidying things up. And I am going to share with you, I think I shared with you, then Obi's petition, the copy of it. I shared with you Tifnubu's response to that petition, okay? And I am going to share with you the INEC response to the petition as well. I will share with you the Obi's follow-up response to Tinubu's response. It's illegal stuff, Sha. Anyway, a lot of us are going to become kind of constitutional lawyers by following their, what do you call it, in the coming weeks, or so in the coming days or weeks as well. Okay. All of you are going to begin to sound like my lord, because they're likely going to stream it live from the court as well. Anyway, before all of that, as part of effort to try to sell Tifnumbu to the rest of the world and to let them know that whatever they think of Tifnumbu and Shitty Man, the Shitty Boy, and his affiliation, to terrorism, the Boko Haram and the rest of them. So they sent people to the US. First, Layamo was sent. It didn't come back. It wasn't successful. So now Tifnubu now sent his own kind of selected people, including Otobokeyamo. Right. So they've been in America trying to kind of see who can help them, okay, to be lobbyists for Tifnumbu, so that this issue of drug this, drug that, can at least be played down, okay, and possibly help further mount pressure on the opposition in Nigeria to drop the cases, to drop all these things, and let's move on. But fraudster Sotobo Keyamo decided to share this. And since after sharing this video, he has been busy doing what they call shalaye right now on Twitter. He said he wanted to bait the Nigerians. He knew they were going to talk. So that's why he shared the video. According to him, he woke up in America yesterday morning or so, and he felt so good because Tifnumbu is going to be your president. Mind you, fraudsters Otobokeyamo is the Nigerian Minister of Employment or Minister of Unemployment state. Nigeria currently have over 43% of their population unemployed, right? And more than 80% of the population living in extreme poverty. I'm not exaggerating, in case if you think I am. Otobokeyamo is in the US. In the house he bought in 2020, year 2020, said a 332,000 US dollars home in America. A serving minister in Nigeria. He's been doing shalaye. He's been now explaining that he made so much money as a lawyer that when he was appointed minister by Buhari in 2019, that he had foreign accounts and he has so much money there. So what he did was to close those foreign accounts in America, and he returned the money back to Nigeria. He didn't say how much. He said he filled it in his code of conduct form. Then he said, after his appointment, he also wrote the code of conduct in 2020 or 2021 that he is now moving his money abroad so that he can invest in, as a property investor. He said he is a property investor. So he now took the money to America, okay? And he bought himself a house. And that's where he's relaxing right now. That's his money. It's his money. It's not government money. He didn't make it from government. Fraudster Sotobokeyamo in 2020 came up with his own scheme and scam. Prior to that, it was Pastor Ruga, Ikene Shatabandu, Agboworin Babaoja. I am talking about Oshunbade, that's Oshibajo. Oshunbade, the special advisor to Buhari on burial arrangements, condolences visits, and trader money. Started his own bazaar. He turned himself to an economist with an idea of uplifting 100 million Nigerians out of poverty. They created their own bazaar. He created his own bazaar. They started giving 5,000 naira or 10,000 naira to Nigerians to start trading, to start small markets, small and medium businesses. 10,000 naira. And practically, that is just about 10 pounds. Then billions and billions of naira went down the drain, fighting poverty, lifting people out of poverty, setting them up on businesses. Okay? Then fast forward to 2019. More Nigerians have now been like falling into poverty at the time. By 2019, more Nigerians were now living in multi-dimensional poverty. So when Buhari came back, on the day that Buhari wanted to say thank you to Nigerians for giving him second term, in a very short words, he said, "We are happy.
We have got the opportunity to serve again for additional 4 years. And Nigerians will know the difference."
So what happened? Buhari brought in his girlfriend when he was still kind of okay. That time. Her name is Shadia. She's married. She's, what I mean, but now I don't think they have anything together anymore, okay? But they said Shadia. When Buhari was being transferred everywhere, Shadia, not Aisha, usually, cook for Buhari and his boys. I'm not sure if she follows him around though, but that's how they know. That's how close they said they are. And to compensate his girlfriend, Buhari created a new ministry ever. Before that time, it was Okorocha that shocked the entire Nigeria when he created the Ministry of Happiness. Ministry of Happiness, where the people of Imo states deserves to be happy. Anything that can make them happy. Whether carnival, small party, a small, what do you call it? Whatever it is, just go to the Ministry of Happiness in Imo State. When Okorocha left, the Ministry of Happiness in Imo State died. I don't know if he's still there anyway, but I think maybe it's either somebody in charge is probably not as active anyway. Buhari created the Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs. And it is just a ministry that will take care of anybody that is poor in Nigeria. They will give you money regularly or once in a while. They will give you money. And when they are budgeting money for you, as usual, they've budgeted for themselves and give you peanuts. And now, you know what I mean? That's how Shadia became a minister. Have you ever listened to Shadia? Shadia went to the National Assembly committee to defend their budget. It was a joke. Now, that was how Pastor Ruga became the special advisor to Buhari on burial arrangements and condolences matter without the trader money. Shadia woke up one morning and she said she distributed 500 billion naira in 24 hours to 11 million people in Nigeria. I'm not joking. I didn't make it up. Go and read about it. 500 billion naira. shared to 11 million houses. And it was cash. Shadia. So Tobo Keyamo came and he pulled his own stunts in 2021, creating jobs for jobless Nigerians across the 774 local governments in Nigeria. So they will pay them 30,000 naira to 80,000 naira, depending on your level. Their job was to clean the environment. They are not really to do anything, but just do something. Go out and clean the street. It's all about submitting your name and collecting money. So in 2021, Otobokeyamo bought a new house in America worth 32,000 US dollars. And and nobody asked him to post video. He just posted a video. And since then, he's been doing some shalaye on Twitter. I'll let you all go to bed, okay? I just thought that when I tried to make that presentation earlier on my phone, it kept blinking and blinking and blinking, and I felt so bad. So if you have a chance of watching this, or you have a chance of watching it later, take your time and listen to this and tell me later if you are going to be one of those kind-hearted ones, big-hearted Nigerians that are going to forgive Buhari. It doesn't really matter. But garbage Shehu says you have big hearts. Whatever happened, whatever Buhari has done, Tifnumu will do more. If you better get your big hearts now and forgive Buhari. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Don't worry, like my broadcast. You should like this before you go, okay? Like this and all that. And those who are asking me that, what is my handle on TikTok? I can go live on TikTok now for hours like that. I mean, as well on my phone, I think. So I want to ask all of you to join me on TikTok as well. Try to, okay? It's quite fun. And it is at Mayegun's Diary, okay? At Mayegun's Diary, okay? You write it one word, at Mayegun's Diary on TikTok, okay? And when you see me next, we'll go to gist there as well. I'll see you then. You should all have a good evening.
Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò.
Mayegun Diary, Mayegun number one.
Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò.
Mayegun Diary, Mayegun number one.
Mayegun ti dé o, ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú.
Mayegun Diary, Mayegun number one.
Lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube.
Mayegun Diary, Mayegun number one.
Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Mayegun já wa sí.
Mayegun Diary, Mayegun number one.
Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o.
Mayegun Diary, Mayegun number one.
Bó bá ṣe eré, àní Mayegun máa wí.
Mayegun Diary, Mayegun number one.
Ó sì tún ṣe eré, wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o.
Mayegun Diary, Mayegun number one.
Mayegun Diary, Diary Politico.
Mayegun Diary, Mayegun number one.
Godfatherism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Mayegun.
Mayegun Diary, Mayegun number one.
Ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o kẹgọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu o.
Mayegun Diary, Mayegun number one.
Àní Mayegun làwa mọ̀ tó dòdòdò.
Mayegun Diary, Mayegun number one.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé. Mayegun ti dé.
Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
lórí Facebook
Máyégún ti dé.
àní ẹ̀sùn làjì
Máyégún ti dé.
lórí YouTube
Máyégún ti dé.
àní ẹ̀sùn làjì
Máyégún ti dé.
bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́
Máyégún máa wí.
àní ẹ̀sùn làjì
Máyégún ti dé.
ijó ìgbádìyẹ
Máyégún máa wí.
àní ẹ̀sùn làjì
Máyégún ti dé.
pẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o
Máyégún máa wí.
àní ẹ̀sùn làjì
Máyégún ti dé.
kí gómìnà kówó jẹ
Máyégún máa wí.
àní ẹ̀sùn làjì
Máyégún ti dé.
ọlọ́pàá tí ń darí bá
Máyégún máa wí.
àní ẹ̀sùn làjì
Máyégún ti dé.
aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o
Máyégún máa wí.
àní ẹ̀sùn làjì
Máyégún ti dé.
òkúrọ̀ olóṣèlú
Máyégún máa wí.
àní ẹ̀sùn làjì
Máyégún ti dé.
ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì
Máyégún ti dé.
àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì
Máyégún ti dé.
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o èèyà.
Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ òní fi wọ́n níran.
wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ o Máyégún ó sọ pé wọ́n ò fẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀ wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ Máyégún ó sọ pé wọ́n ò fẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀ oníkanṣá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe fáwọn ará ìlú tó gbé wọn débẹ̀ o àyè.
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. ṣùgbọ́n ní má ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ òní fi wọ́n níran.
ha kì máa yí ṣeré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣẹ̀fẹ̀ kì máa yí ṣeré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣẹ̀fẹ̀ ẹni bá ti lè lẹ́bọ̀ lẹ́rù o ọmọ bá dèrò kàṣàyè tú wọn síta.
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ òní fi wọ́n níran.
tẹnitẹni ọmọ Máyégún ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni mo fọlọ́hún sọ ẹ̀ bá kìlẹ́bù lóòótọ́ olódodo ìlú ọ̀tá ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni ìwọ ṣá máa ń ṣọ́ra kò sì mọ́ bẹ̀rù bọ́tà ń lè rí bóníṣègùn lé káwọn mọ̀mọ́ fi ṣera wọn ni ó ti dẹ̀rùn tí wọn ò gbọ́dọ̀ sì mọ́ bẹ̀. èèpo ọ̀bọ lọmọ bá dérò tàjẹ́ ò gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́ ó ti jọba lórí àbínú ẹni kò sì mọ́ bùyà àìsíwọ́lu ní ẹnìkẹ́ ìgbódì ẹyin lábàrá o ó kó ẹni tó bá dán wò á kàmù. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ túnra kì. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ túnra kì o ẹni bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò òní fi wọ́n níran o.
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ òní fi wọ́n níran.